Madam Elizabeth Macron as SPEC coordinator or Special Education Coordinator to give us the opening prayer. With a round of applause, please.
Hello. Please, shall we be asking for the word of prayer? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you once again this morning. We magnify your name and adore you for all the good things you've done in our lives. We thank you for such a beautiful day and such a gathering. Father, even as we are gathered here, we ask for your presence to continue with us. We send your Holy Spirit to come and take absolute control over every affair at this program. Whatever presentation we are going to go through, Father, we ask that your presence will be with the presenters. All the students will commit into your hands. We ask that you give us a listening ear so that we can listen and then understand whatever we are being taught. May your presence continue to be with us. All those on their way, we commit them into your hands, O Lord. May you guide them and bring them successfully, so that at the end of the program, we shall all gather to say hallelujah to you. Thank you. Our beginning is in your name, continuation and end is in your name. We thank you through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
This is health education, exactly. So when I say health education, then promoting a healthy lifestyle. My concern, your concern, our concern. Oh yes. So health education, promoting a healthy lifestyle. Sweeties, be active. Exactly. Get up. So when I say it, get up and then you don't want to. Okay. Health education, promoting a healthy lifestyle. My concern, your concern, our concern. Oh yes. I'm amazing. Period. Action. I'm amazing. Period. Thank you. Clap for yourselves. Gathering. I'm waiting for some people. With the purpose of gathering, we are honored to have in our midst our girl child and guidance and counseling coordinator in the person of Madam Charity Widow. Give us. Let's give her.
Thank you very much. I am amazing.
Period.
I am amazing.
Period.
Good. Our Municipal Director of Education, who is being represented by Mr. Richard Jima, our Community Liaison Officer. Madam Joyce, the lead, the project lead for Nkosuo initiative. Madam Antonia Okotutu, our CISOs present, our wonderful head teachers present, our parents, teachers, officers, and our wonderful children. Are you there?
Yes.
Give me a wave. I am amazing.
Period.
I can feel it. I am amazing.
Period.
Good. It is this August program. Today indeed is Menstrual Hygiene Day, and it is an annual awareness day on May 28th to highlight the importance of good menstrual hygiene management. And so, internationally and nationally, the day is being celebrated. And as a municipality, we are also celebrating it in style through the Nkosuo initiative. One unique thing about the adolescent girl is the fundamental physical change in girls is menstruation, which signifies sexual maturity and the capability of reproduction. Therefore, education and lessons on menstrual health and hygiene must be a concern to all. And so we are thriving on the theme The theme is let's act more and invest in menstrual health and hygiene. As adults, what are we to do? We have to provide them with all the necessary materials they need to feel safe during this time of the month. And not only that, but we also need to support them emotionally, mentally, and socially as they go through this change. As girls, hello girls, are you there?
Yes.
As girls, whenever you attend any program, make sure you learn for yourself and also you carry a message along to your peers. Are you okay? So you are here to learn and also send the message across to other people. So this is why we are gathered here. It is my belief that by the time we leave here, we will have learned something. When it is time for us to ask questions, let's ask so that we get the right information so far as we are concerned as adolescent girls. Thank you very much for your attention.
Personalities, August personalities that we have on our list. So, like I said, we have our parents, teachers, officers, students, and then the Nkosuo Initiative Foundation members around. All here to observe today's 2021 Menstrual Hygiene Day. So, Auntie Charity, like you said, I've introduced her already. She is our Girl Child and Guidance and Counseling Coordinator for the office. Auntie Charity, and wave, another wave again. Then, the host, or hostess, Auntie Florence Kokokumsen, Madam Florence Kokokumsen, our CISO for the West Circuit. Please give us a wave. Thank you. We have Madam Elizabeth Akushika Akron, our Special Education Coordinator. Yes, give us a wave. Thank you. We have Madam Joyce Yen, our Project Lead for Nkosuo Initiative Foundation. Yes, thank you so very much. And then our resource person for the day, in the person of Mrs. Antonia Okon Tutu. Yes, she is the principal nurse at Reach Hospital, our regional hospital now, in charge of surgeries. Auntie, you're welcome. And then we have our CLO, Community Liaison Officer, in the person of Mr. Richard Jima, in our midst. And then we have our teachers, yes, from Anglican, Teshimuwa Estate, Dar es Salaam, in the person of Auntie Cynthia Wabin, Salem JHS. Yeah. Auntie Dora Okan, our head teacher from Salem Presby. Thank you so very much. Madam Evangeline Abba from Anglican A. Thank you so very much. And then Auntie Julia, too, very good. We thank you. And then we have our PTA executives too in our midst. Auntie Mabel Ogamiti, very good. She came here at night on the dot. Students, let's hear. And then from the Ghana News Agency, we have Madam Priscilla Ufori. Yeah, when we finish, we're going to interview you people, so learn. Exactly it. Okay. And then to all the sundry, yes, we have our photographer. Yeah, Seth Prince. Oh, I love this phrase, okay? So Seth Prince, you're all welcome. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I can spot someone to Gina. You're welcome. And then Agatha, the original. Thank you so very much for honoring the invitation. Thank you. At this juncture, let's move on to our poetry reciter. We call on Madam Paulina Lani Mucha to give us the poetry recital. Give her a round of applause.
My name is Paulina Landilucha, and I'm from Teshinumwa Estate, James. Today is the day. Today is the day. A red letter day. A memorable day for a wonderfully and fearfully girl like me. No one else sees it. No one else wants to. Only I can see its beauty. Today is the day. Today is the day. A new energy arises within me. It's time. It's time. It's time to celebrate a wonderful beginning. Thank you.
Again. Good. Before we continue with the next item, we are all going to learn another one. This one is the international one. Poem for all of us. So students, shall we be outstanding? The poetry recital. Thank you so very much, sweet Paulina. You add action to it. Express yourself. I love my body.
I love my body.
Oh, I love my body.
I love my body.
I am unique.
I am unique.
I love my body.
I love my body.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I walk tall and proud.
I walk tall and proud.
I focus on my attributes.
I focus on my attributes.
I am amazing.
I am amazing.
Period.
Period.
So we are going again. Is that clear? I walk tall and proud.
I walk tall and
I
proud.
focus on my attributes.
I focus on my attributes.
I am amazing. Period.
I am amazing. Period.
I am amazing.
Period.
Very good. Clap for yourself. Once again. Sweetie, I just got you something. Let's go once again. Yeah, I love this one. Menstrual health. So at this juncture, we'll call on our resource person in the person of Mrs. Antoinette upon Tutu to give us the presentation. Thank you. Give her a round of applause.
Hygiene. And I have some pictures going around. It's in black and white, but I'm sure you can see it properly. Please, I'm not very loud. If you don't hear me, draw my attention and then I'll repeat whatever I said again. And I want you to look at the diagram, the ladies and the gentlemen, the boys and girls. For the lay person, we say that's your womb. But for some, we say it's the uterus. And every girl has a uterus. Or most girls. Everybody has that beautiful organ. So please look, see how the shape is. And imagine that within you. As you're growing, when you're formed as a child, as a girl, we have it. So when you're growing, it also grows. So when you get to the age of, these days, some girls, 9, they'll have their first bleeding. Let me use the word bleeding. So when you get to the stage of 9, your womb or your uterus, the lining starts forming. I want you to imagine in certain ways so that you understand why you have your menses every month. Your uterus, the lining of it. I hope you're looking at the diagram. It starts preparing itself for the baby. a baby. But then, after a month, 28 days or 30 days, if nothing happens, nothing happening meaning that if the egg that came was not fertilized, the lining of the womb starts inside, start peeling off. So as it's peeling off, then that is when you get your menses. It comes out as the blood. You understand what I'm saying? So that is when you get your period. And then every lady, or most ladies, will have it. But just some will have it in different forms. Some it will be painful, some it will not be painful, you will not feel anything. You just have a period. Some ladies will experience slight pain. But then, we want you to learn how to, when you get to that stage, how to manage yourself and carry yourself. It's nothing strange. When you experience that first time, then your blood comes out. You have to use a pad to manage yourself. So then, at that time, you have your pad. So if you're that type who have heavy bleeding, you can change it when it's suits. You can do it when you come to school, you can do it in the bathroom, anywhere, and then you change it. And when you change it to, you see, Joyce, comes in a white sheet. And when you buy it, when you take it out and you paste it there and you wear it, when you're disposing of it, don't throw that white paper away. Keep it. It's to wrap the pad that you use. I'm talking about this cover. This one. When you take it off the pad, you don't throw this away. You keep it. You can keep it in a polythene bag. Let's say when it's time for a period, it's like that time, it's a month that you're taking care of yourself. So you have a polythene bag there, you can have that. And then you don't throw this away, you keep it. So when this is soaked, you fold it and you place it inside of it. Put it in a bag and then you dispose of it in a dustbin, not in a toilet. So every month, this is what you go through. As girls, when you get to that stage and you're still in school, I just want to add that you take care of yourself. Like the poetry you were saying, you're unique. So you take care of yourself. This is a stage that something new has happened to you. It's not strange, it's just part of your system. You take good care of yourself. You don't engage in anything that would get you pregnant and disrupt your schooling. But at this time, everything that you do, when you get to that stage of the month, just take care of yourself. And I'm going to teach you the menstrual cycle too. Some will have it for 28 days, some will have it for 30 days, depending on each individual. Those who have for 28 days, on the 14th day, that is when your uterus and your womb is preparing itself. So that's when your egg is also coming in. When I say egg, what after when it's fertilized and then you comes a baby, comes into it. So you have to be careful during those periods. So and then you start preparing yourself towards your period. You can keep a calendar. Your first day, you can write it down, and then you monitor it. to see when you have your period, so that you don't soil yourself when you come to school or when you go to town. So please, I'm going to demonstrate to you how you fix your pad in the panty. This is just for demonstrating. It's not for you to, like, by force, ask mommy to get you this type of panty. So this, your panty, when it gets to the time of the month, and you're going to have your period, you pick up your pad, this way. There's a longer section, a shorter section. So you twist it, and then it has wings. Most of the menstrual pad has wings. Wings meaning there's something hanging out. Then you can turn round to hold the panty. And then please, when you're fixing your pad, please make the back part, the wider to go to your back part, towards your buttocks, longer. Push the longer part to that side. So that when you sit, sometimes the blood will flow down sometimes. So when you get a longer part towards your buttocks, and then you fix your wings, so that it is firmly stuck inside. There. So the longer part should go towards your buttocks, so that anything when you're moving, when you're jumping, anything, the blood will not, some will not spill and then soil yourself. Especially when you sit and you get up and move, there are a lot of movement around that area. So the longer part should go there. So that's how you fix your pad during that time of the month. Please, any questions around this side before I continue? So during that part of the month, that's what we do. Make sure that every time the longer part goes back to the buttocks. And then there are some people who have heavy bleeding. Some girls would change pads a day about 3 times. It doesn't mean there's nothing wrong with you. The only thing that when it's soaked and you feel that it's really soaked, you go and change it. When you change it to do it like what I did at first, you roll it. Put it in the cover here, and then you dispose it in a dustbin. But the reason why I say you put it in another bag is that maybe anything can happen. So that's why I want you to put it in another bag and then you put it in the dustbin, not in the toilet. And when I say the toilet to the WC, don't put it in the WC and then force to flush it. Also, when you finish removing your pad and disposing of it, please wash your hands after you do it. And then when you're also putting, you want to put your pad on, also wash your hands before you place your pad in your panties or wear it. Is that side understood? Okay, so is there any question of all that I've said so far? No question. Okay, but then I want to ask you some. I would also want to ask you a question. You know, with menstrual health, the reason why now I want to talk a lot about it is that we come from different places. And so I want to know majority, if it's the toilet or the KVIP, I want to know a little bit about that. So if one of the students can tell me about the community, anything.
Good.
Okay. Throwing your card outside the road is not good. From the poetry that you started, I thought you are unique. So everything about you should be unique. So throwing your card outside, it's part of bad hygiene. We are not promoting good health, as it was said. So you throw it nicely and put it in the dustbin. But then, maybe the person who threw it outside, there's no dustbin around. So I wanted to know, maybe the person is not WC, but maybe KVIP. And I'm not advocating for that. But with the KVIP, if that person does not have dustbin around, maybe you can drop it, not with a rubber band, just a card. But don't expose your card. The reason for this gathering is all that. Don't expose your card. Don't be throwing them anywhere. To clear it, you get it. Is there any?
If it's necessary for a person to be shy or shy when going to that place.
Okay, thank you for the question. Please, during this time, because it's something that maybe you are all 9-year-olds, and then suddenly you find out that you are bleeding. Yes, you become scared. You become scared. When I was young, my first time I was scared. I thought something had happened to me. You become scared. You're just wondering what's going on, because we are all, sometimes you even ask. Like myself, I asked a friend, are you seeing are you having some red thing coming out? And then she said no, so I just said. So sometimes you get scared, and then you become shy, because you think that something unusual has happened to you. Yes. But then it's not, don't feel shy. At first you feel shy, but don't feel shy, because it's part of you and you. And everybody has a womb. You've been created to be a procreator. You're going to bring human beings into the world in future. When from 18 going, you're going to bring now from 9 going. Because immediately you start bleeding, it means you can carry a baby. So you don't feel shy about it. It's part of your system. It's just alerting you that now you are a big girl, you're a mature girl. Like at first, you didn't have you see changes with you. You didn't have your breast, and also it's all part of you growing up. So don't feel shy about it. When you experience that, you can tell your mom, you can tell these days daddies are becoming approachable. You can tell your daddy, you can tell your guardian, any grandma, anybody, you can tell them that there's something coming out of my friend down there, and she would take you through it. And as she takes you through it, now you've come to learn that you need to behave in a certain way when it gets to that time. During that time, some girls don't talk to people. Please, it's not a time not to talk to people, to shy away from people. Unless those who experience that severe, some people experience severe pain. There's nothing wrong with you. But you can make sure that your pad is there, firm. When you use a loose pad, panty, your panty has to be tight. So I know you're young, but then these days there are lots of things on the internet. So most of you know the type of panties on sale on the internet. So, and then some of you have special preference for certain panties. But during your period, please, these panties, I don't know how you call it, but yeah, I used to call it grandma panties. Please wear the grandma panties, the one that's covered the full panty. That is tight, very, very tight, so that your versatile can stick firmly down there. And then you can play and do anything that you want, and nothing will happen to you. It's even good to be active. When you're very active, when you are very active, you don't feel the pain. When you're very active, the hormones that comes to play, it lessens. So during your period time, you can be active, don't feel shy. First you feel shy, but come out of the shyness. Fix your pads there well, and then move on. If you feel that you're a heavy bleeder, for the first 3 days, some people go 3 days, 5 days, but for the first 3 days, some people can be very heavy. And if you come and you're very uncomfortable, sometimes this one is just girls, although our mothers are here. You can sit in a certain way. You don't sit so fully. Maybe you're thinking that you saw it, so you can sit in a certain way that people will not notice too much. You sit, not sit fully. You can sit in a certain way and be in school. If you're somebody who experiences too much pain, 3 days to time. So it's good to keep a calendar of your periods. 3 days to time. You avoid heavy foods. You take light food. If you're somebody who like banku, you eat maybe 3 balls. If that 3 days to time, you eat 1. You take just 1. So that when it's time, you feel that you don't feel that pain. Okay, so hope you're good.
It is natural. So, should I, let's say I'm in school and then I am in my menses, should I let everybody know that I'm in the menses?
Okay. I think when you have your period the first time, and then your mom tells you that, oh, it's part of you, you become a woman, you get so excited. So sometimes you want everybody to know, you want to broadcast it, like wave that my period is in and all that. But it's something that you should keep to yourself. Your period is your monthly visitor who comes to visit you every five days, stays with you for 5 days or 3 days. So when the visitor comes, you please keep quiet about it. Don't broadcast it that my period is in, or you don't broadcast it. Just keep it to yourself, because sometimes I'm sure sometimes you become annoying to other people who haven't yet got theirs. So just keep it to yourself, and then practice your menstrual hygiene. If 1 or 2 friends come to you, because sometimes you behave strangely. Not too strange, but you behave strangely. Some people become moody, some people don't want to talk to people. It happens. It's part of your visitor. So when it comes, sometimes some people come to you and oh, hello, Abna, you are like, oh, please stay away. Don't you know my period is in? That some girls do that. So please, it's just for you. When you get to that time, yes, you become moody, you sometimes become sick, but just be nice and don't broadcast it. Don't tell everybody my period is in. Just try and act normal. Let's try and act normal. Don't be too shy, but try and act normal. And then don't get too excited about it.
I can be from a good because they are not few. What all it to us say that. They be and get a pay to us. Handling our hemisphere can have tattoos. They were the cow of Mobus. I am training out of 1 cent. And then a did what they tell what they mean. I can go away. What they tell what they mean, but fair bonnet or didn't know to do it. No fair, no belly of Baffy. Right, they will have belly. Can't a banakai, me or tear. No one can see back woman, that would no power that he fell. Did you go like me in your sneer? And I'm gonna be able to move a Kenyan toilet. Did it private toilet? Can you never get Kenyan feeling a Kenyan senior with hey, move on another banner or like can't you know about move? Can you take toilet? I don't let any assume. You ever show me one day? Come, I hear pure water, such as that with not China. No, go for trouble. For them, Mokomoko. I cannot go like me. If I can feel me, you're in the Madame. She make us say one day, fine. She figured if you're New York, no fun here, that might be there and my name.
Thank you. Menstrual health and then hygiene is a topic we have been running in the school, so it's a continuous thing. Today is a special day because it's globally observed again, and that is why we are facing this to also go and sensitize the students. Thank you. Please.
I can see your name in the school. Say everything to deal with me any hours every minute. I mean, few I'm happy. Could I be any a market? I mean,
me, I feel your school say, zero school say, I observe things again. We are doing. And we are privileged to also have in our midst staff and development officer and senior high school coordinator in the person of Mrs. Cynthia Didafo. Please. So please come and have a word. Thank you.
Good morning to you all. And I'm glad to see you all. The work is so much, you need to look to the assembly now for meeting coming from the program. And I was happy. What I wanted to say, when I was talking about this program, what I wanted to say is what our mother has told us. Parents, we also beg you, in my house, when you go to my washroom, I personally, I have cut papers into sizes that we can wrap the pads in. And it is in a basket where I have also kept my toiletry. And so, parents, you can help us by doing that. It is not good to expose these things. Students, I believe you understand what I'm saying. It's not good to expose these things, especially when you are living, one in a compound house, two when you are living with other boys. It's not good to be showing them these things. So each time you go to the washroom, make sure you wrap it with the paper and then you dispose it off. It's very, very necessary you do that. In this era where you have these Sakawa boys going into dustbins and picking these things to do whatever to enrich themselves, you can't trust anybody around you. So it is better you wrap it in a rubber properly, a paper properly before you dispose of these things. And our guys, our boys, we know that we are always with you. You are brothers. And we know the little support that you have for us. You always protect us whenever you see us soil ourselves
or when we are in pain or difficulties. Thank you very much.
Mine is a question. I'm a girl who wakes up early in the morning going to school without knowing that maybe that particular day will be my day for the monthly visitation. So I went to the school and then I realized that in the morning something like that started coming. I have not prepared myself. I don't have my pad. I don't have anything. What should I do to myself?
Okay. Please, when you experience that, please see your teacher, the ladies. You can see the female teachers. But these days, as I said, beginning that now these days the men have become more approachable. They understand. At first, it wasn't. It was like a secret thing, secret service. But now, people are getting to know that women go through this phase. So you can approach any of your teachers, but especially the female teachers, and then you tell her that this is what has happened to you, and she will gladly assist you with it. If she doesn't even have a pad around, she can give you some guidance or some advice for you either to go. She'll definitely help you if you contact the female teachers. And also, this is a small advice that I would give to you. Something that I was doing when I started. You keep, when you're going to school, just every time, keep a pad in your bag. The ladies, every time. I was doing it every time. Sometimes it will not be you, it will be a friend who would help unexpectedly. But sometimes your period will not go, when you start with your period, and you're 28 days, no, 20, sometimes not come 20, it will come maybe 20 days. It will be erratic until we get to a certain stage where you get a definite day that today my period is coming. So every time keep a pad in your bag to help anybody, yourself and the other ladies who come. And then these days that the boys are also getting to know, because there's a lot of information on the internet. Maybe the boys, you can also start putting pad in your bag, so that you help your sisters. If something happens, you help your sister. The boys can also be nice. Last time I read an article. I didn't know I was going to do this program, but I read this on the internet. It was a father thanking a boy's mother that he didn't know that his daughter had a period on a bus. And then she didn't know, so she saw it herself. But when she got up, she was getting that she got up. The boy rushed to her and took out his jacket and gave it to the lady to wrap. It was like the lady was now like, what's wrong with you? He said, oh no, it seems you have something on your dress. So take it, let's go home. So the boy took the girl to his house and then took his jacket back and then went back. That was not his destination, but because of the girl, she got off the bus and helped the lady. So the father was thanking the mother for training the son about menstrual periods. So the boys can also be that, have pad, and I'm sure you surprise a girl when you do that. When you see somebody saying, oh, I have a pad here. I'm sure that girl would be so much in love with you and anybody. So you can start doing that. Always place a pad in your bag somewhere for this kind of eventualities.
Okay, though I'm a guy, but let's say I saw myself, my pad is soaked, and I want to change the pad. should I wash the place first before changing the pad, or I can just put on the new pad?
Okay. If you're in the house, then you can change the whole the pad and the panty. But then if you are, say, school, maybe you first this one is first aid. You just change the pad because the pad you have it around. You brought an extra pad. You change the pad and then you ask for permission. You can ask, I'm sure the teachers will understand. When you ask for permission that this is what has happened to you, I'm sure the teachers will understand and let you go home and then wash down. Because sometimes it's very, the blood, you know, it's, okay, to my profession, we say it's dead cells. Like it smells, sometimes it smells and all that. You feel very uncomfortable, it's sticky and all that. So you can't, when the teacher allows you to sit in the classroom, you will not, I don't think you, whatever she says, you hear it. Your whole attention will be on your cells. So I'm sure the teacher will understand and then let you go home and have a bath and then clean up, wash up.
Thank you. I am this old lady who is staying with the granddaughter. And because of what she has heard, that there are Sakawa boys going through dustbins or the dumps collecting cards. So I have advised my daughter not to dump it, but to burn it. What advice would you give me?
I think the grandma is like my mom. These days, it's become so difficult with this thing, with Sakawa boys going through, because it's all on the radio. The pastors are saying it that the boys go round picking cards for rituals. But then, still, I'll just say that wrap it and put it in the bag and open the dustbin. Because the burning, it depends on where you're staying. The burning, I think it should be, it's not comfortable for everybody. But then, if you're a Christian, maybe you can just say a short prayer on your part. Because these days, there's so many information going on, and sometimes it just scares you. Now, when you're walking down the street, you're really scared. If something, Sakawa boy will come from the sky and fall on you. So, maybe if you're a Christian, you just say a short prayer on your part. My pad is going to the beggar dumping area. So please God, don't let any Sakawa boy find my pad. I think it's too much an advice that so maybe grandma should, it's scary though, these days the stories are scary, but grandma should let us put it in a bin. Because even after burning, you collect it and put it in a bin. And another information will come that the Sakawa boys are going after ashes. That's our new pets. So just a short prayer and then I'm sure you will be fine. Okay, with the severe pain, okay, please allow me to bring some small medical terms into this. When you, during that part of the month, the lining of your uterus is peeling off because you didn't put a baby in it. And then, okay, when I was in school, we call it disappointed uterus because there was no baby in it, so it's coming out. The food, it's like a food, so the food is shedding off. But then for the food to come out, the uterus has to be squeezed. And so it's like squeezing on it. So I push. It's like you imagine you bought cocoa in a rubber bag and you're squeezing it. You take it. So that's what the uterus also does. And then there's this hormone that helps with it, the prostaglandins. So it's pushing your uterus. So depending on the amount of hormone that is released in each individual, some people when they have their period, unless the blood comes before they see it, they are fine, they just go about normal. Some people too, your own is squeezing as if you did something wrong, and it's so painful. So that's what that's what causes the pain, and it's normal. It's normal. So during that time, as I said, sometimes heavy foods can increase the pain. So if you're somebody who eats 3 balls of cake or bamboo, you can, during that time when you're getting closer, the body will change it into glucose, it's form of sugar. So some people, when they take maybe milk or fizzy drinks like Coke, Pepsi, those products, they have they experience that severe pain. Meaning that you have compounded, like you've added more, because when you eat cake, it's going to glucose. When you eat fufu, yam, anything. So now you've added more pressure upon what you already have. And your friend, Mr. Glandon, will, when he gets that time, get full energy. So it's like now you have more energy, so it will squeeze it. Use your full power. So that's why we say, when people say, oh, don't take too much sugar, because now you're giving your other parts that need the glucose more energy to work on your uterus. So before, during, please reduce the sugar. Let me use the word sugar. Reduce the sugar intake so that you can have a very smooth period. Sometimes when you start the period, I'm just chipping this in. Your mothers will understand, oh, it's your first time, it's your first month, second, and if you will understand. But when you're getting, you use your period as an excuse. Maybe Ruth, come and go, please go and do something for me. Say, oh, I'm having my period, I can't walk. And a lot of people use that, even at workplaces. They use their period for various excuses. So oh, go and do that for me. Oh, mommy, I'm having my period, I can't go and do it. Come and I'm having my period. So please, when it gets to that time, reduce the sugar or anything that will give you pain, so that you can help mommy and you can help anybody you're staying with. What she said. She said that about the disposal of the pad into the dustbin. In her community, there are people who rear goats and sheep, and sometimes they leave them on their own, and they go around. If your bin is there, they can come in there and be looking for food. So if they take the pad out, and they'll try to unwrap it with their mouth when the Sakawa boys come for the pad. And now the Sakawa boys is a big problem in Ghana. Everybody's scared of the Sakawa boys. Yes, that what you're saying is very true. So when you wrap it in this cover that it makes, and since maybe that side will be a very special piece, it means you have to put extra efforts into it. When you wrap it that way, put it in the small polythene bag, maybe 2 or 3, meaning that extra effort, and then tie it very well. Tie it very well. And then your dustbin, don't just drop it. You just try and push it down. Try and push, maybe you can get a stick and push it down. So that when the sheep, the goats come on, unless they hit the dustbin, the whole bin down, before they can locate your pad. But don't put it just on top. Just try and push it down. But then, as I said, if you these days, just try and stay short. If you're Christian or Muslim, just say short prayers on your pad before you dispose of it. Because the Sakawa boys they'll always be there. Very soon, maybe when you burn it, they'll change their tactics and say they should go for burnt cards. And always when you after burn, you sweep it everything like this, and they'll still get it. Because I'm sure they have special eyes to locate cards. I would say there's nothing wrong in taking sobolo because sobolo is not a refined product. Let me say that way. I would say maybe sobolo is something like herbs because if I don't know if you don't have it, but the leaves, the hibiscus leaves that they use, and then some people add pawpaw, pineapple, ginger. Some people add ginger to it, and it's herbs. It's good for your system. So taking the sobolo, there's nothing wrong with it. But if the sobolo you have mixed it with sugar, like refined sugar, or something refined product, then it's not sobolo. It's something else. But if you're taking the sobolo, original sobolo, it's okay. It even helps. It helps. So it even helps with your period. Okay, so that is naturally the shy part. Yes. Okay, I would say no, because you feel shy. Because during that time, I don't know how you clean down there. Either you squat and make sure that you cleaned the whole part, or you're going to raise your leg and to take time doing it. So you don't want the other partner to be like waiting and looking at you on what you're doing. So if you're feeling shy, then just wait for your backing partner to do, and then after that you go and bath. Because when you're going out, that was natural. I was doing it. I had a brother after we were bathing together, but when I had my period, I was like, then it stopped. So I was bathing on my own. So if you're feeling shy, do it back on your own. You wait for the person, let the person go first. Because when you go first, if at first you were using 2 minutes, now maybe you use 5 minutes, and the person will be behind you making noise. Yeah, in time, making noise. And then people will come and ask what's going on. And then everybody, oh, she's in there, maybe she's had a period and all that. Then you read the news on the top of the town. So let that person go first, then you back last.
Please, some people, when they finish ramming, they bury it in the ground.
So you want to know why is it good or why they bury it in the ground? Why they bury it in the ground? Okay. These days, because of the Sakawa and all types of rituals that is going on, so now the girls, you imagine a young girl taking the ground to bury the pad. It means that the person is very serious. The person doesn't want any Sakawa boy to get hold of their pad. It's not good, but because of the news, the Sakawa that is going on, so now girls want to protect their pad because they've heard stories that when they take your pad, either you not get married or you not have children, and they're all scared of that. Everybody wants to have their children, everybody wants to get their own partner. So that's why they are burying it. Because if somebody is taking and burying it, it's a serious business. But that is not the best. That's not the best, because by all means, as I've been saying, so tell the person who does it that she just say a short prayer on your pad. And we all have guardian angels. We all have guardian angels. So you can tell your guardian angel to protect your pad. Guardian angel, my pad, I've finished. I'm placing my pad on this bed. Let no person come close to my pad. Because even if you bury it, the information will go around that you will bury your pad. So whilst you are burying it, somebody will be watching. Immediately you leave, the person will come and pick the pad out. Because the second boys, they are serious, they are very serious about what they are doing. So anywhere there is pad, they will chase it. So burying it is not the best. So just tell them to say a short prayer and to your guardian angel, and your pad will be protected. And so tell your sisters and all the girls you know. And then now start putting a pad in your bag.
Thank you. My first question is still zooming into the old lady's shoes. I don't know whether we still have the takoshe still in the system. If we have, then we should talk about it too. Then the second one, I want to divert a little. We are talking about menstruation, but perhaps somebody is of age and the person has not menstruated. At what age is it alarming that we should see a professional? Thank you.
Menstruation starts when a woman starts getting to a period called, that's also a period, called menopause. And your menses is ceasing because you've now moved out of the production. I'm saying production because women bring forth children. We make human beings. So there's a period for us. When it gets to a certain stage, you're moving away from that period. That means you don't need, your uterus does not need to be preparing itself for babies again, so it stops. The hormones that causes the periods stop working. Not like they cease at all, but the amount that is being released lessens. But then there are many factors that can cause your menses to cease. Sometimes when you move, this is a basic local, before I go to the health. Sometimes when you move from one place to another, maybe you are in Teshi and then you go and live at Osu or La. the environment alone can, your system, if your system is not used to it, your period can stop for a while. But later on, if you're going to stay there permanently, after some time your body adjusts to it and then the blood will start flowing. Sometimes maybe your eating habits. Your eating habits has changed. That one too can affect your period. And so the girls, especially eating habits, eat properly, because eating habits too can disrupt your period or make it stop. And then sometimes some conditions can make your period stop. So by depending, if you're around 35, 40, 45, to even 50, and then you notice that your period has stopped, then you have to see a clinician, a doctor, so that we run some labs to know why your period has stopped. If maybe there's something going on in the uterus, or that is multi. Maybe it's just your uterus. Maybe it's your hormones or other things. So that one, then you have to report to the clinician. So from 35 to at least even 50, if you notice that your period is not flowing, please see the doctor, so that we'll run some labs and know where the problem is coming from, or some scans to know where the problem is coming from. But then maybe in your mind, sometimes people are thinking, oh, my period is not coming, maybe I have a fibroid. But it will not be the fibroids, because fibroids in a way is not, depending on where it is. It becomes a problem when you are bleeding too much, because some people have fibroids and then they bleed. They become very uncomfortable. They bleed throughout the whole days, every day they are bleeding. And then some people too, their stomach, their abdomen becomes big. So when you meet them, it's like they are pregnant, or they are carrying. Some people, you see them, they think they are carrying twins or triplets. So that one, it becomes a problem, as in it disrupts your lifestyle. So that one, you come and then we take it out. But depending on where the fibroid is, that is not a major problem to cause your periods not to come. If your periods are not coming, then it could be something else with your system. It could be hormonal, or maybe the shape of the uterus. Then that one, you have to report to the hospital.
A young girl who is
18 years and has not been treated. Yeah, the person should come to the hospital. The person should come to the hospital. Maybe there's something with their hormones. So we'll run some tests, and then we'll see what is caused, because there's progesterone and then the estrogen. So we know the estrogen more in the female. So we'll see. Sometimes some women have more of the male hormones. So sometimes it can disrupt their system. And then sometimes too, I didn't want to divert too much into that part to scare the young ones. Sometimes to some ladies, the shape of their uterus is a bit questionable. So when a person comes 18 years, the person will check all those factors to know why the person is not menstruating, and then we treat accordingly. Okay, she asked, sometimes when people are menstruating, they use the tea rolls, the toilet rolls, if it's good. Okay. And then please, the first question I asked you, you said about the cloth. So, at first, like grandma, who will be about 70 or 80, their time they were using the cloth, the old cloth, their old cloth, then they would tear it to pieces and give it to you to use. Or the cereals. The reason why now we are not advising people to use the cereal or the cloth is that now, first, not like first, but the cereal and the cloth, it moves. You know, when you place it there, it will move. The part, you imagine somebody who is 9 years and then give the 9-year-old the cereal, and by all means, she will play. Otherwise, then that day, maybe she will just sit, she will not go to school, she will sit at one corner thinking about herself, because when she walks, the cereal will move. Anything she does, it will move. At first, there was a pad that it was like this, but it didn't have the wings. And now when you fix it, it moves. When you replace it, about 3 takes, okay. By all means, you soil yourself. Even whatever you do, you soil yourself. So that's why we are not saying that cereal is not good, but you soil yourself, especially those who bleed a lot. And then with the pad, the making of the pad, they have placed a substance in that looks like jelly-like. So when you bleed, it gets into it, it forms a gel. It's like a coating. So it doesn't seep through the pad into your panty. If you buy a pad and then you still soil yourself, then that pad is not good. You have to get a proper pad. So that's why now we are advocating for the pad. Now the pad has even, because of some people had complaints about the prices, it seems that the prices have been brought down so that everybody can afford it. It's not like a luxury. So there's a gel in this pad that when you bleed and it gets into it, it forms. It's like, let me say, it hardens, something like that. So it doesn't seep through to get to your panty and then soil you. So that's why we don't use the cereal, because cereal, there's no protective gel in it. So by all means, you soil yourself. And then the cloth too, by all means, you soil yourself. These days, people are more active than when our grandparents were there. At our grandparents' time, I think when you get your period, it's a celebration. You don't go out. They keep you in a room because you don't go out. But these days, the girls are, you send them, they go out, and once they're doing that, they soil themselves. So that's why you don't advocate for the cloth and then the tears. And we want everybody to try and get the sanitary pad, because it has been designed a certain way that would prevent you from soiling yourself.
But he's busy somewhere, so he's instructed Mr. Jima to take the chair. So we invite him to give us the keynote address. Shall we welcome him with the
Thank you so much. Greetings to all of you. Greetings from the Municipal Director of Education, Mr. Victor Moiteria. He's carried somewhere also an important assignment. Madam Antonio, thank you so much for the presentation. We are so grateful, so insightful. Director and staff of the Nkosuo Initiative Foundation, officers of the Municipal Education Directorate, school improvement support officers present, head teachers, colleague teachers, friends from the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be here this morning to be part of this August ceremony. Issues about health are considered paramount because they impact meaningfully on our ability to learn and give up our best. It is in this light that I congratulate the Nkosuo Initiative Foundation for partnering us to commemorate the 2021 Menstrual Hygiene Day to support the global advocacy to promote menstrual hygiene management practices and raise awareness of the challenges all women and girls face during menstruation, and also taking it upon themselves to sensitize school children on issues related to menstrual health as well as general health and well-being. You are doing a great job, and we commend you highly for this life-saving initiative. We encourage you to keep up doing more for our children. Ladies and gentlemen, research has shown that in Ghana, 9 out of 10 girls miss school during their menses. Irregular attendance to school and inability of girls to concentrate in class and to participate actively in lessons have also been found as challenges that threaten the education of the girl child during the period of menstruation. Menstrual hygiene and health for millions of women and girls have been suffering since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic and successive lockdowns. Lack of resources and poverty are impacting the ability of people to manage their menstruation and health. There is urgent need for investment to keep the girl child healthy and in school. It is time to invest in menstrual hygiene management now. It is upon this important call that the theme chosen to commemorate this year's Menstrual Hygiene Day, more action and investment in menstrual health and hygiene now, is well chosen, and truly action must be applied now. Menstrual Hygiene Day is observed May 28 because menstrual cycles average 28 days in length, and people menstruate an average of 5 days each month. And May is the 5th month of the year. Menstrual health is a human right, yet menstruation can result in discrimination, stigma, and exclusion against women and girls. Research has been linked to poor academic performance of girls to challenges encountered during menstruation. Investment in menstrual health and hygiene, therefore, presents a remedy to this canker. As a country, we need to be concerned about the plight of the girl child and to be moved to take appropriate action to help them realize their dreams and potentials. We must all make a conscious effort to provide the leaders support and assistance to promote the menstrual health and hygiene in schools and educational institutions. Access to menstrual products is a matter of human rights. Though menstruation is a natural part of life for more than half the world's population, most of our girls still lack the support they need to manage periods safely and confidently. The cost to them, their families, and society are enormous and entirely unsustainable. The availability of menstrual care materials alone has been found to increase school participation and improving learning outcomes. Issues with stigmas and taboos around menstruation are also forces to battle with. Fighting misconceptions and long-standing stigmas need to start with menstrual health and hygiene education at a young age for all genders. Lack of knowledge about menstruation is a global issue. In Ghana, only a section of students are taught about puberty, meaning that girls often do not learn about menstruation until they have had their first period. The first period is called menarche. Can you imagine your first period arriving without having even a basic understanding of what is happening to your body? That is the experience for many of our girls in our communities and schools. It is sad to know that just a small fraction of our girls is aware of menstruation before they have their first period, leading to fear and confusion over the origin of menstrual blood and how to manage it safely and hygienically. But who should young people turn to with their questions regarding menstruation? Family members are their closest sources of information. but that information can be inconsistent, outdated, and is often deeply rooted in tradition. As a municipality, we really need to start discussing how best we can fund the sustainable procurement of affordable menstrual products for our girls. Collaborative partnership with the private sector is needed urgently. NGOs and other humanitarian agencies must make part of their programs include sustained measures in assisting our girls. I will again appreciate Nkosuo Initiative Foundation for setting the pace in this municipality. We say thank you. As we launch the menstrual hygiene and health campaign in the Ledzokuku municipality today, I invite all in-school chef coordinators to lead the charge in sensitizing our girls on issues bordering on safe and hygiene menstrual practices. I encourage all our school improvement support officers, that is CISOs, and head teachers to give officials of Nkosuo Initiative Foundation the needed support and cooperation as they embark on this campaign. To conclude, I will call on all and sundry to lend their support to the campaign, and together we can make the world a better place for young girls and give them a lead start to life. End period poverty today. End the stigma. Generation equality. God bless you all. Thank you.
It's a privilege to have our partners, that is Nkosuo Initiative Foundation, who will be championing the menstrual hygiene campaigns in 4 schools in all the sectors. That's why I invited you here today. We are piloting it. So, Dar es Salaam A, B, and C from the Central Circuit, Field Engineers B, Anglican A and B basic schools, all the Anglican schools. That's from the West Circuit. And then Salem Presby Basic, all the Salem schools at the southern or the South Circuit. And then the last one, from the North Circuit, we have Teshinova Estate Basic, the primary and the GHS. We are piloting it. So these schools will be benefiting from the Nkosuo Initiative. As time goes on, then we roll the other schools also on the project. Thank you. So I give it to our project lead, in the person of Miss Joyce Yan, to continue.
So before you unveil the bomb, I want to tell you a little about the Nkosuo Initiative. The Nkosuo Initiative is a youth It is a youth-led Ghanaian organization with a singular objective to ensure the socio-economic empowerment of socially, economically, and politically disadvantaged groups, including women and the youth in rural areas and informal settlements in sub-Saharan Africa, with a special emphasis on West Africa and the poorest nation on the continent through projects, advocacy, research, and capacity building. Our principal objective is to ensure that every West African child or youth have an equal chance in life, that no one is disadvantaged because of their geographical, social, or economic location, and to contribute to the holistic well-being of people, the economy, equity, and ecology. All our activities, including the menstrual health hygiene campaign, are to reduce inequality, create opportunities, and to inspire as well as empower you through mentor-mentee connections. Nkosuo Initiative Foundation, in its medium to long-term commitment to menstrual hygiene, is embarking on a campaign towards advocating for the importance of good menstrual hygiene management. This was also linked to the attainment of the SDGs 3, 4, 5, and 10 towards the nurturing of knowledgeable and empowered African youth. The project team for the campaign approximately 6,000 people will be benefiting from this sensitization. The girls within these schools will receive free menstrual materials as part of the campaign. They will be trained on how to make reusable pads. The Nkosuo initiative is working closely with schools of health education program officers from the municipal education office and for effective and impactful campaigning. Therefore, as we celebrate the Menstrual Hygiene Day and to launch the Menstrual Health and Hygiene campaign, we are all entreated to take action and invest in the management of menstrual hygiene so that our girls will be able to reach a fruitful potential. Thank you so much.
Unveil the banner.
Foundation was grateful, and let's all clap for them. Thank you so much. So today we are officially launching the campaign, and menstrual health campaign has come to stay. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all. Thank you.
Join in, though. You are helping your sisters too. I'm amazing. Period. So we say what? I'm unique. I love my body. I love myself. I walk tall and proud. I focus on my attributes. I'm amazing. Period. Let's get up and shake our bodies. I am unique. Yes. I love my body. I love myself. I walk tall and proud. I focus on my attributes. I am amazing. Period. Again, action. Action. I love it. I love myself. I walk tall and proud. I focus on my attributes. I am amazing. Period. Clap for yourself. Again. Thank you. Sit down. Program. We now call on Dar es Salaam Evening and CJHs to give us the vote of thanks.
I'm so grateful for such a glorious opportunity. We all know that before anything could be successful, it all lies in the hands of the Almighty God. And on that note, I would like to say a very big thank you to God Almighty for granting us the success of this program. We are very grateful. I would also like to thank the director who has been represented by our own officer. We said thank you for the time spent here. God bless you. I would also like to thank our nurse who came to give us a thorough education on this health issue on menstruation. We said God bless you. We are very grateful. Also, I want to thank the officers from the district office for organizing such a beautiful occasion. We said we are very much grateful for your time here. Also, I would like to thank the head teachers who have taken time out of their busy schedule to be present here. We are so grateful. God bless you all. Also, I want to say thank you to all my colleague teachers and then the PTA representatives for being part of this program. In all, I said, I equal to all of you. Thank you so much.
We left out one. Closing remarks, please.
Thank you so much. The program has been very successful. We have enjoyed the partnership between the Nkosuo Foundation and juniors like Ma. Today we have officially launched the campaign Menstrual Health, and with that Nkosuo talks period. One thing we've also learned today, the first period is called, I didn't mention that in my presentation. The first period is called, can I have one person answer that for me? Yes, my dear? Menaki, let's give it to her. So go back to your schools and tell your mates that the first period is called Menaki. We've learned something today. Thank you so much, Auntie Antonia. We are so grateful. I enjoyed the presentation, and to our head teachers and officers. In fact, I've been so successful. Our chef coordinator, we need to have more such events. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, we are so grateful for hosting us. I believe that this program will not end here, but we'll go back to our schools and make sure that our students will get to know what is happening. Menstrual health campaign has come to stay in Ledzokuku municipality. We are so grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's good. Our Lord and Master Jesus, we thank you for the beautiful program. We thank you for all that we do. As we are living here, we commit our teachers, our director, everyone is here. We pray that we take us back to our school safely, and all that we do, may it fit to our life, and may we receive help other people. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amazing. Yes. Okay. So now we are done, but we are not going yet. We are going to take some shots here. So first of all, we invite.
Okay. So good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Please, we'd like to know your name and what you do.
I'm Antonia Opontutu. I'm a nurse. I'm with Greater Accra Regional Hospital, RAGE, as it was known formerly. And I'm in the operating rooms, perioperative nursing, surgeries, all types of surgeries. That's where I am in charge of it.
Okay, thank you so much. I must say today's engagement has been a fruitful one because I saw the way you spoke with the students, with the parents, and also the staff. And I think they all get your message clearly. So being the speaker for today, do you think this campaign is relevant? Are you sure it's going to help the students, parents, and all the stakeholders?
Yes, I think this program that was organized is relevant because people don't usually talk about periods. It's not something that's in our everyday conversation unless it happens and then the girl finds out from a friend. These days, people don't even have their mothers around because we are always busy. So they either go to the internet or a friend and find out, and people give them different information. So it's very relevant.
Okay, thank you. So with regards to this campaign, I think it's not going to be it's not going to end here. It's going to be like across 50 schools. Do you see any benefit the students will benefit from this, or like you think just go and talk and we have to end it, or you think they can practice it and then do like themselves good?
Oh yes, they will. It is going to be beneficial because now the children that we have, they converse, they talk a lot. So from today, they're going to have a lot of discussion. They're going to say, oh, we went here and they said that. And they're going to have a lot of discussion and ask more. Now it's going to start a conversation where they'll ask more questions from their teachers. So and I was happy when the boys also joined in. So it's going to help. And I'm sure this conversation will not even end here. It's going to even help to prevent maybe teenage pregnancy because now they know about menses, why there is menses, and what they have to do. So it's
all right. One last thing before you go. This is just the launch of the campaign, and then with the previous days, they will go to the schools. As a health personnel, you tell us like you have something to tell us that maybe when you go to do this, you should do that, and then you think that thing will actually help. Is to deliver whatever campaign happens.
When they go to the schools, they should just have a simple conversation. They shouldn't make it look so grand. Just simple, just easy talk, simple talk, and that is it. If somebody have anything extra, maybe they can just approach the nearest hospital for clarification.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too. Thank you too.
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please, we'd like you to tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay. I'm Richard Jima. I'm the Municipal Community Liaison Officer for Ghana Education Service, LECMA.
Okay, sure. So, I think today is the launch of the menstrual health campaign.
Okay.
And as the director, we want to know, do you think this campaign is beneficial? Is it relevant in this era that we are?
Yeah, don't forget that it is important for our young girls to understand who they are, what they have become. And we all know that menstrual health education has become so much important in this 21st century. Most of our ladies are so much ignorant about themselves, and that stigma, that traditional issues and all that. So if you have such a campaign, we'll sensitize them, we'll educate them as to what they have to do. And also, for most of our girls do have issues with acquiring the menstrual products altogether. So I believe that such campaigns will also help them to understand what they need to do, so that we partner other agencies to bring in other products to help them. Because don't forget, they go through this menstrual cycle and they suffer a lot. Some still use rags, they use other unapproved materials, and this affects them, and it's so much an issue facing our municipality. So having Nkosuo Foundation partnering us to have such a campaign, to me, it's a blessing.
Thank you, sir. You're much appreciated for your time. Yeah. And also, what are your expectations concerning this campaign? Or are there some areas you want to touch on that when you approach the students, this is the way we should go about it and all that?
Right now, you have chosen 4 schools. I'm expecting that you get to all the 50 schools within the municipality. That is my expectation.
All right, so thanks for giving us the go ahead. And then one last thing before you go, do you have your support? Like as our father, do you have your support that yes, in case we do something happen, you know that we have a big man behind us?
I'm sure we wouldn't be here if we are not really supporting the program.
Wow.
You have our full support, and we will forever be grateful to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We are much grateful.
Thank you.
And we hope for the best.
Thank you so much. We're also grateful.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Please, want to know your name and what you do.
I'm Dora Deborokai. I'm the head teacher of Tesheke Bisalem B.
Oh wow, nice having you, ma'am.
Yeah,
please, you are head mistress, right?
Yes, please.
And I'm sure as a head mistress or as a staff, you have an encounter with students and their menstrual, situations or issues. Do you have any experience with your, teaching period? Have you had any experience with students, having issues with menstruation and all that?
Oh yes, on a few occasions when I was teaching, and I saw that one of my girls at the back was fidgeting.
Wow.
So I had to draw closer to her, and I find out from her what the problem was. And she couldn't come out boldly, but she was just shaking in the seat, and I realized that there was a problem. So I just drew her closer to me, and I find out that she said she has mistakenly soiled herself.
Wow.
But I normally have this part in my office. So I went there and I picked one for her, and she used it.
Wow.
So far that's my experience.
Sure. So if I get it clearly, meaning most of our girls don't have knowledge about their menstruation and how to go about them and all that.
Yes, the
all right.
time.
So with regards to that, do you think this campaign is actually aimed for good?
It's very helpful.
Wow.
It's very, very helpful because it will even support them. Because when I saw that you are freely distributing the pad, I was very grateful because during this time, especially, they don't have even the money to buy the pad, and they use other materials. So I think this, exactly. So I think this initiative is the best.
Thank you so much for that. This is just the launch of the campaign.
Yes.
So the subcategories we're going to the schools and all that. As a mother, do you have any particular thing you want us to actually tell the students when you get to meet them? Any recommendations for us? Maybe we do this, we do that to help with this campaign.
Recommendation coming from your end?
Do you have anything to recommend for us? We the
sponsors.
Okay. As a mother, do you think there's a specific you can tell us to tell the students?
I would say maybe the ways we dispose the parts. I think you should hammer more on that. I think it will help because more often than not, they don't normally wrap it as to even introduce us to how to just wrap it before you dispose of it. They normally just picture it and just dispose it off.
Okay.
I think we should add more to it, and I think it's a good job.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time.
You're welcome.
So grateful.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Me pacho, wait me abo di actually.
Ofa na cho me mebe amoko odamite.
Okay. Ene ye be ye dwumadi wo ha se ye beboa ye mamba no. Ene ye na wofuo, ene achecherefo nyina. Esan me ye hu afa menstrual things eba nkla na. Enti ugidi se ade a ye be ye ebeboa emofa na boa awofuo so.
Ehiwa denche. Engona wa ke nuchimokotomo ne ke eteno. Aja ke kaji wochon ame ni amele ke beese ni ambafo gbami amese gbeyi no mi ngona ni suma ke ke fi atu ame ye school we ko ne kaji beese e ka gba me na ke fi fine
enti wo futu bi odbe ma ye adwuma ne ene mofa ne mofa no wo abonta fe na bi mu ebebo yi omu be ye bra ene adade wo futu bi ma sa mofa no
nyangawo mi wo nyangaho efe ma ka be nyefe signboard e ke to kedi e ba hi mami oba na ka street be pie amefio advert oba na ka flora tissue we afe ko ka mo gbe no ko na pe ole no ni ji no onye hu kedi nyenye fe ko ke mo Johnson me e ba wa gbe kan bi ehu.
Okay. Yeah, that's passed by.
Yo, Boradon.
Okay, so tell us your name and the school you attend.
Yes, my name is Shilaji and I attend Dar es Salaam AJHS.
Okay, so today you are supposed to come here, right?
Yes.
Are you happy you came? Are you happy to be part of the program today?
Yes, I'm very happy because I've learned a lot of things.
Okay, you've learned a lot of things.
Yes.
So can you share 1 or 2 things with us you've learned today?
Okay, I learned the reason why we have monthly flow of blood,
that's
and
nice.
Also the pain we have during the period.
Sure, that's good. So I'm sure with what you've learned, when you go out there, you can talk to your friends about it. You can educate them and let them know how they're supposed to go about their menstruation, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for coming, okay?
You're welcome.
Be a good girl, eh? Okay. So what's your name and which school do you attend?
Okay, so I'm Adelaide Anyete Hughes. I'm from Field Engineer B Basic School.
Okay, nice. Okay. Are you glad you came today? Are you happy you were selected to join this program today?
Yes, we learned so many things, so I'm very, very happy.
Okay, so can you share with us 1 or 2 things you've learned today from this program?
Okay, so as the research person said, she told us about how to properly insert our parts into our panties. And then she told us the reasons why we shouldn't bend our parts, and instead of them we should tie it and put it in the dustbin.
I see. So you are in JHS, right?
Yes.
Okay, have you had any encounter yourself or like a friend who has had challenges with her menstruation?
Oh, not really.
Not really. Okay, but I'm sure you've learned 1 or 2 things that you can share with your friends when you go out there.
Yes.
You tell them how to go about their menstruation, how to handle their parts and all that.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Girl, okay? You have to talk loud.
Okay.
Okay. What's your name and which school do you come from?
Okay, my name is Paulina Lanilucha and I'm from Tishinwa Estate Basic School.
Wow, I can see the way you're dressed. You really enjoyed the program,
yes,
right?
Yes, I did. It's been very exciting and yeah, a lot of education went on and so I'm very inspired. Wow. I thank you guys for organizing this thing and really keep it up.
Wow, in fact, you've left my heart overjoyed. So can you share with us 1 or 2 things you've learned today?
Yeah, I've learned really a lot. And then the most exciting part is how to handle yourself. That's how to fix your part and then how to dispose it, how you have to dispose it correctly.
Sure. Correctly. Nice. So I think you have 1 or 2 friends out there whom when you go back to your school, you can share your experience with them, what you've learned and all that.
Yes, I have a lot of friends and it's sometimes the way some of them come to me and they are like shy and so
you are the big mama of your class. I see. That's nice.
So I think I've learned something to educate them not to be shy. It's not so it's not our fault anyway. So
yeah, I think today has increased more knowledge in you that you shared.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys for coming.
You're welcome.
Nkosuo Menstrual Health Campaign. Nkosuo talks leader.
Please, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please, we'd like to know your name and what you do.
I'm Patience Adams Brown, the School Health Education Program Coordinator for the municipal.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.
I understand you were the coordinator for today's, campaign launched.
Yes, please.
I'm sure as the coordinator, like you have some expectations that you're looking forward to.
Yes.
Were they actualized? Did you have the vibe or do you have a feel of the campaign being launched?
Very well, thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
With the when I saw the students' participation and involvement in the whole program,
the spirit arose. I could see the way you were.
Yes, and I was even dumbfounded because these students normally when you go there they don't ask questions, but when they see the practitioners, the real practitioners, they ask the questions, the relevant ones, and I think all benefited. All students benefited.
We are so grateful for whatever you did. And today is just the launch of the campaign.
Yes, please.
And then with the few days to come, we're going out to the schools and all that. Do you have any expectations? Do you think this one, it will be a good thing? Like, do you think the students will actually entertain us and all that?
Very well. When they're in the classroom and they've been seeing us and the teachers the whole time. So anytime we get new faces and new people, voices coming to join in the campaign, it encourages them and whips them up.
Especially like when they see the young guys getting involved.
Yes.
Sure.
And I believe this will go a long way. Even though we have piloted with 4 schools, I believe all the schools will get enrolled on and we will enjoy ourselves and learn something. Very insightful sessions. Okay. I believe your content is rich, so they'll be enlightened and empowered.
Thank you. And one last thing, as the coordinator, do you have your support in case we go and something happens? We have a big mama. Do you think we have a support in this?
Oh yes, our hands are open 24/7.
Sure.
So we are embracing this and will support you fully so that the achievement or the goal and objective for this will be attained. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you too.